Hello everyone, happy you could be here. Let's dive in. Sit at My Grave, Season 3, Ego's Death, Chapter 20. Arden knew how foolish he must have looked, but just before he fully packed up to leave, he grabbed his traveling buddy, hugging it close. He couldn't hug him back, obviously, but he needed that comfort. His mind and body were still buzzing with shock. That morning was just another reminder of the unknown he was diving into. That plush still held the faint scent of the McKinney's house. The smell brought him back to simpler days, where he felt a blanket of warmth and safety. "Thanks for rooming with us. Hope you enjoyed your stay," Maggie's cheerful voice called after Arden. He kept his stride as he walked through the lobby, heading out the door, luggage in tow. Arden only muttered to her, too in his own head to say a proper goodbye, distracted but focused. The sun delicately glimmered against the busy city, cars driving, people scurrying across the street. The annoyance Arden had for the noise of the city was quelled for now. Seeing people go about their lives was somehow comforting this morning instead. After reliving a disturbing past and what he'd faced upon opening his eyes, the commotion was welcome. It was good to have other things to focus on. Regardless if he hadn't been fond of the busy city, it was a sense of normalcy. As Arden began crossing the streets, dashing along with everyone else, he could feel his body slowly trying to regulate from what he just experienced. Arden glanced at people as he passed. He was pleased to see their expressions. Happy, angry, sad, whatever it was, it felt good to see them. In that moment, it was calming. Even the sounds of shouts and whispers, they weren't as unnerving as the ones beckoning within himself. As interested as he had been about the beyond, what else was out there, the knowledge of people before him, as he began actually getting a taste, he was finding he was repulsed by the flavors. By the time Arden arrived at the airport, was when he fully felt like he snapped out of his autopilot trance. The distractions of the bustling city helped, but unlike the things he tried to brush under the rug, he couldn't shake the fear that had gripped into him. He told himself to focus on his goal, but waking up to what he did wasn't easy to forget. It was a blur of having his bags be checked, to walking through to be scanned for himself, his passport being verified, along with his plane ticket and other ID. The whole process was long and grueling. If it weren't earlier, Arden was sure he would still be sleepy until early he'd arrived. "Alright, you're good to go. Just have a seat at the waiting area. You've got a while before you board." Arden listened to the instructions. Until he was finally released, he nodded complimently. He plopped down on one of those stiff chairs. He got irritated having to take off some of the strolling he looked at, as well as the other invasive checks. But he didn't have the energy to speak on it. His mind was elsewhere. Anxious energy prickled through Arden's skin as he sat there. He watched people going on solo trips, families laughing together, people vacationing, visiting family. They seemed so carefree, while he had this stone in his chest. This was it. In a little while, he'd be boarding that plane, with nothing but his limited knowledge and determination to fuel him. He was terrified. He admitted in his own head, with every truth he learned and everything he hadn't scratched the surface of, he was growing smaller and smaller. He'd been so sure of himself before, and now he found himself looking around wide-eyed, wishing someone was there to tell him exactly what he needed to do. Arden opened his eyes, his body jerking, and he got a notification on his phone. The rise of fear in his heart relaxed a bit when he identified the sound. A pistol from his pocket. He didn't know who he was hoping it would be, but at this point, anyone from his home would have felt confident after what he'd just gone through. "I spoke to your father just to get an update on you. Now, I know I can't drag you home, I can't make you want to stay here, and I know you're still mad at me, but I am trying my best. I love you a lot, Arden. I just want you to be happy and safe. That's all I've ever wanted from you and your brother. Please, remember to call me and let me know you're okay when you travel. I miss you every moment you aren't here." Then he got sent him a text. Arden read through it thoroughly. The pin in his stomach was fluttering. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know if this was her trusting him to be alright, or her giving up. But he didn't feel bad for making her worry. However, he was glad she did still care that much about him. and came to her senses, knowing she couldn't control where he went. "I love you too, Mom." He sent a text back. The hesitation to do so seemed almost non-existent. He lost his brother, was on bad terms with everyone important to him. The dream he had that morning had struck him with fear he had been familiar with. In that moment, he didn't want to hold back, and wish he had said something, but it was in his heart to do so. Over the speakers, Arnold heard the announcement for his flight and got to his feet. He tensed, limbs feeling heavy to move. Heated beads ran up his skin. Yet, he continued forward. This would be goodbye to everything he was accustomed to for an uncertain time. As Arnold progressed with the line of people, he felt his heartbeat pick up. He kept telling himself he would come back victorious, but he knew there was no certainty to what he was doing. The books he read previously, the things he'd spent nights searching, to the moment where he received Edelon Maledictio. When he first got it, he felt like he had the answers of the beyond in the palm of his hands. But just because he possessed a powerful weapon didn't mean he knew how to use it, and he learned that the hard way. Arnold walked between the lanes of seats, looking for his own, while others clambered in. The sounds of the plane, the smells, everything was different, but he did his best to keep calm as he found his seat, keeping his mind focused. Arnold let out a long breath, resting his hands on his knees while he laid back in his chair. So many thoughts, doubts, questions in his mind. He wanted to close his eyes, pretend it wasn't there, run away from his problems. There was no escaping what he dug himself into, and there was no one he could run to for help. And every time he shut his eyes, he feared what would be in his presence.